Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Awesome Build. I know it's been a while, and I apologize for that, but I thought it'd be fun to show you guys a little bit of what went into making the Christmas opening this year. I've got a little bit of footage from that of kind of what went into making the puppet and the sword and stuff like that. So I thought you guys would enjoy it. Take a look. All right, so Doug wanted to do this cool intro for the Christmas or the holiday season and stuff like that. So we've been doing these every year, these sort of very elaborate intros, and this one's going to be kind of crazy and over the top. He was describing it to me, and as he was describing it to me, I was immediately kind of getting ideas of kind of what I thought he wanted or what I thought would be cool. And basically, he seemed very open or whatever, but he was like, yeah, we're going to, fly to outer space into this other planet or this other dimension or something, and we're going to do battle with, the greatest lover of Christmas, and it's this crazy alien that looks like the alien queen sort of thing, and we battle it, and he's like, I jump at it with a giant sword and cut its belly open and burst out, and I'm hacking it up and all this stuff, and then we fly back in the spaceship, and we're all covered with blood and muck and everything, and so I was like, yeah, okay. And he's like, and however you want to do that, is up to you. So I quickly sat down. I did an initial design of how I envisioned the alien to be based on what he was describing, and he was like, yeah, sure, whatever, that looks cool. That's basically it. And you can kind of see it does have kind of an alien queen sort of feel to it. And then, it's like, well, you're going to jump at it with this giant sword or whatever and stuff. And I'm like, that has to look cool and stuff like that. So I quickly came up with a design for, a Christmas sword, which he also was like, yeah, sure, that looks good. So we're just going to jump right in. I think I'm going to start working on the sword, because I feel like that'll be pretty easy. I'm just going to grab some wood, and we're going to plot out the design and stuff like that, and cut it, and start sanding it, and assembling all the pieces and stuff like that. So that should be pretty cool. All right, so I've got a nice piece of poplar wood here. Just a nice wood plank. It's 5.5 inches by 3 feet. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to plot out the design, I'm going to draw it on there. We'll cut it out, I'll sand it down, and then I'm going to make the kind of Christmassy tree motif for the hilt and stuff like that. I think using this just all-purpose repair putty, it dries pretty quick. I've never used this particular type before, so I'm going to test it out a little bit. It looks like it's pretty comparable to the plastic weld, which I really used to like. They don't make that product anymore, though, unfortunately. I have some epoxy sculpt, but that takes a little bit of time to cure, and I want to just kind of knock this out as quick as possible. So when we'll cut our handle and stuff, I've got a piece of oak here, dowel rod. We'll kind of measure out how long I want the handle and stuff like that. The pommel at the end is going to be, has to be round or whatever I want it to look like, a light or like a nice big red shiny Christmas ornament. I'll see what I have. I want it to have some weight to it or whatever, a little bit. I don't want it to break. I don't want to use necessarily an actual ornament or even a plastic one, because it'll break too easily. But yeah, we're going to start to map out our design onto the piece of wood and start cutting. Pattern all plotted out on here. I'm going to take it over to the bandsaw there, and we're going to cut it out as close to the shape as I can. There's some pieces, because it does extend out further, than the actual piece of wood. I'm going to have to add some pieces. And then all of this is going to be sculpted using the epoxy, whatever. So, yeah, we'll cut it out, the basic shape, and hopefully it doesn't look like garbage. So I cut my handle, I cut my groove, and I shot some screws through it, attached some nuts on the other end, so that's kind of good and secure. And fortunately, while I was sanding the blade, I dropped it and broke off some of the pieces. So I'm going to attach those with some wood glue, and then once I putty everything, it should hold it all together still. So I still have to putty it all to cover up the handle and stuff like that. And then we're going to use the aluminum tape to give the blade a nice kind of finish. As you see, I'm starting to add some of the putty that's going to secure the handle, and it'll create, I can start to sculpt then my tree motif kind of on the hilt. Also, I added some screws to give myself a little extra support because I'm going to extend these pieces out a little bit, and this piece broke off, so that's actually going to help hold that piece together a little bit and give this a little bit more support so that when I start to sculpt to that, it has something to kind of adhere to. It's not just going to be a lump of the epoxy on the tips there. So. All right. Well, this is what I got so far. I did add the bell at the end here. Some red. I have this tape, but I don't know. This might be a little too thick. I kind of want it to be a little thinner lines. So I might just put white tape on it and wrap it. I've got some thin red. And then color the Christmas tree sort of element. I want it to have a metallic quality to it, but I also want it to be like a really, really dark green. Actually, probably will shoot a green screen, but if it's really, really dark, really, really dark forest green, it may not, it might be all right. It might key okay. And then I'm gonna lay the metallic tape over the blade, and then we'll kind of tarnish it up a little bit with the steel wool so that it isn't too reflective, and again, it doesn't catch a lot of that green on the green screen, which will be a problem then for keying and stuff like that. As you can see, it's a pretty ridiculous, pretty epic looking Christmas sword. think I will dub it the Sword of Eternal Christmas. Alright, so I applied the aluminum tape and gave it a nice kind of brushing with the steel wool, which kind of dulls it a bit so it won't be as reflective. Kind of makes it a little bit more, looks a little more like steel, and then that way it won't reflect as much when we're in the green screen room. So. Yeah, you can see I added this little star here. Rob actually found a pair of glasses, like party glasses. He painted gold, and then I just stuck this little star kind of gem in the center there. And yeah, he just cut the lenses off the glasses or whatever and painted them. I glued them on. And then the pommel here is kind of puttied into place. It's a little crooked. But kind of get the job done. And then the candy cane tape for the handle there. The blade, I also kind of dusted it a bit with some flat black spray paint to dull it up a little bit more. It still has that look of steel, but I dulled it up enough so that it's not going to be reflective in the green screen room. So, yeah, that's it. Sword of Eternal Christmas. All right, so I've also been working on the Christmas monster puppet thing, whatever. Barney stuck around and gave me a hand with some of the parts, and yeah, so we'll take a look. All right, for the Christmas monster, looks kind of, very alien queen kind of esque, which it's kind of how Doug described it. I found this bat that I had in my collection of different bones and animals and stuff like that. So I think the head actually is going to be a good starting point for the head of the creature. If you can see that really, but it's pretty cool. It's already got the working jaw there. I'm just cut the ears off or cut into them and kind of resculpt them a little bit, and then resculpt the eye area and stuff, and add some latex on the jaw and stuff to kind of close it in a little bit. But for the most part, it's a good base. It's pretty close kind of to, I think it'll be a good skeleton for the alien design. And I'm going to use some of this freeform sculpt. It's a two-part epoxy, sculpting epoxy. It's very much like Plastic Sculpt. And it's got a little bit longer working time on it, and so then I can apply it and sculpt a little bit, and it'll harden on there in whatever shape I leave it. So I need to do something. I'm going to get something to put in the eyes. I'll have to get some little glass balls for the eyes. Got to make them look sort of insect-like. For two reasons. One, I didn't want to do like an eye that I had to make blink or move, so giving it like that kind of spider almost insect eyes kind of quality makes it easier. I don't have to worry about animating it necessarily, or it looking weird if it's not animated at all. So it's one of the little shortcuts. Yeah, just gonna, like I said, cut the arm lengths and stuff like that to how I want them, and then link them together using probably just some wire or something very loose, and then cover it with some latex and stuff like that. And then when I add the rods and I can manipulate it, it'll have a bit more of an organic kind of motion and stuff like that. So, all right, so this is the puppet. There'll be a rod that is attached to the tail. I have to finish painting the tail. There'll be rods attached to the arms. And then the rod that's attached to the head controls the head and the body movement and the jaw, so it can open and close. Pretty simple mechanism. Just a rod attached to the back of the head with a piece of cable or wire that I attach to this clothespin. Attached to the one end and drilled the hole. It goes to the other end. So, yeah, works the mouth and stuff. Pretty simple. And then we can kind of film it live action or whatever. Doug can kind of direct us how he wants the action to be on the day of. So I don't have to do a stop motion thing or build a giant costume or anything like that. It's a little simpler, and hopefully it works.
Yeah, around there is good, Rob.
Okay.
Did no lower than that. Honestly, you can probably just have the tail up already.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? And action. That looked really good. Super good. Dad, I think we're going to need to have this come through there.
Okay, let me...
Okay, because again, it was getting in the way of the tail. But it looked like the movement and everything was good.
Okay. All right.
All right. You all ready? Mm-hmm. And action. Cool. One more. It almost looked like it bumped into the tail.
Yeah, hold on.
Come forward a little bit more, Jim. Roar. Roar one more time. Cool. Okay. All right, you ready? And roar. Breathe in. Fire. Awesome. When you move forward just a hint less.
Less?
A
Oh,
little
okay.
out of frame.
All right.
You know what? I think I might want to automatic focus. Go ahead. Okay, perfect. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And action. Great. We'll do one more.
Yeah, those
Try one when-
hands look really
Yeah, it's
good.
like maybe when they bring the hands out, like it's going, because when it's like
Yeah.
up like this, it almost seems like maybe it's recoiling.
Oh, got
Alright.
it. Okay.
All right, let me see what I can do here.
You all ready?
Yep.
And action.
Nah.
Okay. You ready? And action. Good. The profile shot, and I'm gonna say action. I'm gonna say boom, and you're gonna go rah.
Okay.
If I move this a little bit like that. Okay.
Like this.
Yeah.
The tail covers his stomach.
Let's try one not using the tail that much, and then one where we do. So this one, do not use the tail that much.
Okay, but you still want it in the background?
Yeah, but on the next one, we'll really utilize it.
You give me almost like you're looking down, like.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's
Yeah.
good. I like
Yeah,
that.
because
Yeah.
well, as you fly in, can the head look down so it's following you into it?
No, I like the idea. It doesn't see it just boom, and like it goes up at the. Ah!
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that looked good. That looked
Okay.
really good. Okay, move your body just a hint that way.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right, y'all ready?
Mhm.
And action. Boom. That looked really good. We'll try another one. Okay. Just go
Does
ahead
that
and
work?
move it around. Yeah, go ahead and move it around. Cool, I do a clip this up here. Okay. Alright, keep moving.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes look. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some more stuff for you coming up. We're about to get ready to do some big reviews. And I'll have a little bit of behind the scenes for that upcoming stuff. And again, I apologize for not doing these more often. I've been working on a lot of projects and some personal projects and stuff like that. And I promise to have some cool behind the scenes footage of that project coming in the future. So, but once again, you guys rock. Take care.